Make her welcome Jessica Rosas. Hello. I just got my braces removed. Yeah. People say a lot of things for applause breaks. Sometimes they're like, I just got married, I just had a baby. I'm like, I got my braces off. Yeah, and I went to a bar right after, and the bartender was like, I have to see your ID because you look like you're 15. And I was like, yes, I'm not 14 anymore. I'm actually a bartender at work. So people used to have to order their drinks from a little girl with braces. I was like, hey, on tap, we got Capri Sun, High C, Sunny D, Light. Happy hour starts at 2:30. I've got half-price pizza bagels. I work at a restaurant called the Old Spaghetti Factory. So people come in all the time. They ask for that special cheese because they think that we're Olive Garden. But we're not. We don't have hand-grated Parmesan. We have that white powder Parmesan on the table. I like to line it up, snort it up through a penne noodle. Gets me through my shifts. Olive Garden's slogan is, when you're here, you're family. At the Spaghetti Factory, we say, if you're here, you're cheap. I'm mysteriously Mexican. I don't really know how Mexican I am. Like, some days I eat quesadillas, other days I just eat grilled cheese. You know, and Mexican cheese has such an attitude. It's always like, queso. My Mexican family tries, though. Like, they'll try to make tacos and it looks like a taco, but it tastes like kale. And when did kale even become a food, you know? Because kale used to just be a decoration around the salad bar at Sizzler, and then at some point we just started eating it. Like, eating kale is like eating the tinsel off of the Christmas tree instead of the candy canes. I was raised mostly by my mother, though. She's a nice white lady, looks good, still gets carded. I was with her one time. They carded her for the senior discount. It's from my white mother that I inherited my false sense of privilege. She also taught me how to write the strongly worded email. So I bought a pizza from DiGiorno, and it was cooking on the outside, but the middle of it just stayed all mushy. So I wrote them an email, you know, gave them a pizza my mind. Told them exactly which pizza I bought. It was the Supreme Disappointment. Yeah, they sent me a silver coupon to buy any pizza I wanted. Just showed me every mushy pizza has a silver lining. Yeah, so I don't speak Spanish, but people come up to me sometimes and they'll start speaking to me in Spanish, and I'm just like, no say it in English, please. No, say it in English, please. I used to think the most Mexican thing that I've ever done was when I went to Mexico, and then I realized that's probably the least Mexican thing that I could do, because all the real Mexicans leave Mexico and they come over here. So I realized what I should say is that the most Mexican thing that I've ever done was when I left Mexico and I came to America after my 4-day vacation in Cancun. Yeah. I like eating food that has faces on it because I get to decide how I eat its face. So I bite the ears off of chocolate bunnies, and then I pop out their face and I put it to the side and I make it watch me eat the rest of its body. It's just a primal thing, you know. Half the time I don't even know I'm doing it. I really love chocolate, though, and I'm heartbroken because I found out that most major chocolate companies, they make their chocolate using child slave labor off of the Ivory Coast of Africa, and I don't want to support that, you know. I don't want to support these chocolate slaves. So I was like, what can I do so that I'm not a part of that? And then I thought, I can start growing my own chocolate in my backyard. I have a niece and a nephew. They can come over, help me harvest, maybe bring a few friends. And that's going to be the end of child slavery. I like McDonald's pancakes because they feel like skin. And I'm a good person, you know. I ended child slavery. I just want to help out. So I go to the hospital with a bag of McDonald's pancakes, and I drop one on top of all the babies so they can all get their skin-to-skin time. That's how I give back. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I recently moved out of my old place because I walked in on 2 of my roommates. And if you've never seen 2 cockroaches having sex, it's very pornographic. I've been scared to go back to Forever 21 ever since I turned 22. Because, like, what if they find out, you know? Are they gonna make me wear blouses and cardigans for all of eternity? I'm sorry, ma'am, you have to go next door to the dress barn. It's okay, buy my crop tops at Baby Gap now. Yeah, everyone keeps talking about how great pot brownies are, but I can only figure out how to make them in a pan. I don't like people. Like, people make me uncomfortable. Dogs make me uncomfortable. People come up to me with their dog, starts jumping on me, licking me. They're like, oh, sorry, she's friendly. I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm not. My boyfriend always wants me to talk about my feelings. He's always like, what's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I guess I have feelings, but I just decide not to feel them because why should I? And I was like, is that what normal people do? And he said, I think that's what autistic people do. So I was a little concerned, so I took an online quiz to find out if I have autism. And I scored pretty high. And it was like, some people with this score, maybe they have autism, but they just learned how to live with it. And I was like, okay, thank you, BuzzFeed. Good to know. I used to go to this frat house in college. You know, sometimes I went a little overboard, you know, had a little too much. Regretful nights spent on the toilet. A Delta Co. It's also pronounced Del Taco. I was at Target doing the self-checkout, and at a certain point I started to wonder, you know, is it me? Am I the unwanted item in the bagging area? All right, that's going to be all from me. Thank you.